Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Daily Dimensions podcast. As always, I am your host, Smitty, back with another one, man. And as you can see, it's a different look. You feel me? We changing things up. We try and do things a bit different. And even from what you see now on the YouTube, like it's going to look different even still. So I'm moving. I'm making moves. We moving in silence. We took some time away, but you see, we've been working. We've been making things happen, and I love it, man. We're on the come up. We're going to continue to do bigger and better things. So, with that being said, a couple of housekeeping things, man. So since I've been gone, I had my sabbatical. I took September off, and it was necessary, man. It was a month that was for me. It was a month that was for healing. It was a month that was for growth and just being better, man. Sometimes you got to take that step back from everything you're doing in your life and just focus in on what's the most important. And in that month and moving forward, the most important thing was me. And one of the biggest steps I took, and I mentioned it in the previous episode, I believe, was starting to see a therapist. And it's something that I've talked about on this journey. I've talked about on this podcast multiple times. I urge other people to do it. I've helped other people find a therapist, but I never did that for myself. And a lot of it was fear, because it's like, dang, all right, I really got to start talking about what's really stirring up inside of here, what's really going on in my life. And a lot of times you don't want to dig up them skeletons. You don't want to go in that closet and start pulling out all the baggage, man, because it's like, oh, dang, I forgot I was dealing with that, or I forgot that bothered me. And then you start realizing like, dang, this is why I'm like this. But the best part about confronting it is that once you address it, it doesn't control you anymore. It's a beautiful thing. And it's just been transformative for me, man. I think I've been like 5 weeks in, 6 weeks in, or something like that. But it is amazing. And we're going to touch more on that because we still on some housekeeping stuff. So a next thing I want to bring up, I got a speaking engagement tomorrow, actually. So it is with Be the Change Connecticut. We are talking about college, transitioning into college, how to get your feet in there and get a firm foundation. So if you know anyone who is getting ready to go to college, already in college and struggling, is thinking about it and just wants more information, go to Be the Change Connecticut on Facebook and on Instagram, or you can go to my Instagram, Jordan Speaking, or Daily Dimensions, and the flyer is there. The link is there. It will be a Facebook Live thing tomorrow at 6:00. So you can sit there right at home. You ain't going to be doing nothing. You can pull it up on your phone, tap in with your boy. Let's get some viewers on there, get the kids on there, get the people, even if it's just information you want to get that you can pass towards someone else. Get on there, support me. Let's make this happen. So that's with Be the Change Connecticut. That is tomorrow, 6:00. You need all the info. It's going to be in the notes. It's going to be on my page. It's in my bio. Come find your boy. Also, I have another engagement coming in October. So someone reached out to me, someone who I haven't heard from in a long time, but definitely love and support. She reached out to me and wants me to come speak to some youth at her church. So that's another engagement coming soon. You will see me posting about it. You will see the flyer about it. But I love that. And the way she approached me, she was like, should I go through your website or can I just text you? And I was like, see, that's how I know I'm getting somewhere. You got the website. People are like, dang, I got to use it. Should I do this? People start addressing you differently, man. And she even asked me, and I thought it was kind of awesome. But, you know me, you can address me however you met me as, however you knew me as. She was like, hey, Smitty, or should I call you Jordan? Like, I don't know if you still go by Smitty, So, because that's how you know the change. Like, people see how serious I am about this, and I love it, man. I love it, because now it's like you don't even know how to address me. Like, dang, he really moving. Like, he really making something happen. How should I talk to him? But if you know me as Smitty, talk to me as Smitty, man. It's okay. I'm not gonna act different. It's not getting to my head yet, man. But soon. So that is amazing. That's coming up. We haven't set a date for it yet, but it is coming. It will be impactful. We will continue to reach lives and engage people, and it's gonna be dope, man. I love it. I love that we're making moves. I love that we're continuing to change the world around us, man. We're starting to be part of a solution instead of just complaining about a problem. We can have enough conversations. We can have enough dialogues. But at the end of the day, are we creating solutions? And that's what I'm about. So I feel like this platform, what we talk about, the people I go out, the community I go into, we're trying to create solutions. So I love that for me, man. And I love that for y'all. Next thing, the Docu-Series. So if you've seen on my Instagram, it got like 3,000 plays. I know a couple of y'all, if you support and you have seen it, shared it. It got shared mad times. And I thank you all for that. But I'm filming a docu-series. It is about black men and mental health. I'm not going to tell y'all the name for it yet, but the people that know, they know. And this is quite literally going to be my greatest life's work up to this point. It's the most significant thing I've ever put together. It's the most moving thing I've definitely ever put together. We've already filmed 2 people's interviews for it, so each person is going to have their own spotlight. That episode is theirs, that interview is theirs, and we're going to roll it out. So these are all men of color, all men with different walks of life, different upbringings, different household, different experiences, and we get in there and it's an intimate setting and we just have a real conversation about mental health as a person of color, as a man, how society sees you, how you see yourself, some of your earliest memories as they pertain to mental health and all of these different things. And, we were shooting it, and shout out to Jasmine and Fields for helping me shoot it and put that together, man. And everyone, people at Moco, let me use the space. Shout out to y'all. But we was shooting it. And as I'm asking these questions and as we're fielding these answers, you could see the people off camera listening to the responses. And every time somebody says something deep, you saw a lot of just yeah, a lot of the nodding and agreeing and the stank faces like, you spitting right now. You on it. You on it. So it was amazing. And no 2 people's answers were the same. It was so unique to their experience. It was so unique to who they were as a person and how their life just moved and shaped them. But it was something where we could all gain from it. We could all experience it and just learn from it. And that's what I want at the end of the day, is for us to be able to learn from it, understand that we're not that different. We're very similar to each other, and that the best thing you could do in order to overcome what you're doing and help someone overcome what they're going through is sharing your experience. No man is an island. So as you continue to share your experiences, talk, have these conversations, and we continue to use these platforms for that sort of positive change, we're going to see the world around us start to change, especially with black men. Yes. So docu-series is coming soon. We're in full effect. We're filming it. As you see, the scenery is changing. Everything around me is changing. And finally, I'm going to let y'all know this is something I'm so proud of. I did tease a while back. I had a celebrity interview. It was a big interview. It's somebody with a blue check. They got over X amount of hundreds of thousands of followers. Like, yes. So August 10th, I had the biggest interview in Daily Dimensions history, and it all started with an email. So what I did was I reached out to this artist that I really love, really like. I wake up every morning listening to his music. It really motivates me. I wrote him, not expecting anything. I said, hey, love the brand, love what you're doing. I think our audiences could benefit from this conversation. Either way, I'm going to support you. Man said, you good today? I said, I'm gonna get right today. We gonna figure it out. We gonna make it happen. I'll clear my schedule right now. So I had to get on Zoom, buy a Zoom package, learn how to record the Zoom and all these. It was a lot going on, but we made it happen. So I'm gonna let y'all know my interview was with none other than La Russell. Yes, Mr. Go Get That Bag. So you might have seen him on Instagram across your timeline a couple times. You've seen me post him. This is a man who single-handedly is changing the game of music and is one of the greatest entrepreneurs I've ever had the pleasure of speaking with. This man has turned his entire household into a business operation. He is moving thousands of units of merchandise out of his garage. His studio is in his home, and he has turned his backyard into a concert venue, the pergola. You feel me? He's turned it into a concert venue where his father is out there serving meals and he's out there performing for his faithful fans. And it's all adopting Nipsey Hussle's Proud to Pay model, where you come in and you pay whatever you think it's worth. There's no price tag on it. There's no, you got to pay X amount of dollars to pull up. You pay what you can. You pay what you think it's worth. And this man is really changing the game. He's been with Earn Your Leisure recently. Seen him with a couple photos with them, performing with them. I Am Athlete, just to name a few places. So he's all over. He's doing major things, man, and I love him. Definitely my brother. I'm definitely pulling up to the pergola. He gave me a personal invite. You feel me? So it's different. But my brother La Russell, yes, La Russell, we will have that interview dropping next week on Monday for y'all. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, it's only up from here, man. We are rocking, we are growing, we are making things happen. It is definitely different. So Now that we're 10 minutes in and we're done with the housekeeping, let's get to the episode. So this episode is my mental health journey part 2. If you are a long-time listener, the first episode I ever dropped was my mental health journey. And it was something major for me. It was a huge step for me because I had to deliver a certain level of transparency, openness, and honesty that like I had never displayed before at such a large scale. So to be able to do that and see how people celebrated me being that honest and transparent, I figured why not in this new season of Daily Dimensions, as we're coming up on almost 2 years. November will be 2 years of this. So next month, man, it's major. Why not come with my mental health journey part 2? So as I mentioned earlier, I am in therapy. I love that for me. And God is kind of funny, man, because I was trying to find one therapist. It didn't work out. You know, they never wrote me back. They never answered me back. It was a spot in like North Haven or something like that, right? And then I tried again, and I found this black lady who I thought was awesome. And she called me back the next day and was like, yeah, I can't do it because I'm seeing someone else that you know, and it's a conflict of interest. And I was like, okay, dang, like I'm never going to find somebody. And when you think you found the one and it's not it, it's like, okay, all right, just end it now. It's whatever. I'm just going to continue to remedy it myself. It doesn't matter anymore. Like it is what it is. So I was ready to give up. And then I found another person, and this gentleman, I said, let me take a chance. Black dude, cool brother. Like, and we started to connect. We started to connect almost instantly. He did catch me off guard with one question. He's doing like regular intake questions. And one of the questions he said to me, we just chatting it up, and like, he's smooth. Cause I didn't realize cause I have a background in social work, and I didn't realize he was hitting me with these intake questions. Cause it just felt so much like a regular conversation. And I look back and I said, hold on now. Did this man just do a genogram on me? And I didn't know. Like, he's getting family history and I didn't even realize it. This man was nice. Like, he's good at what he does. You could tell he's experienced. And just in the conversation, man hit me with a question out of left field, and he said, yeah, when's the last time you smoked weed? And I said, hold on now, what? I said, why is it I had to stop. I said, wait, why isn't the question, have you ever smoked weed? And he was like, all right, cool, you got me on that one. And then he said, so have you ever smoked weed? You know, and if you did, when is the last time? And then I proceeded to say, I did it in college. And so it's like, even though it was a valid question, I'm like, bro, you don't know me like that to be saying, when's the last time you smoked weed? And then he said, when's the last time you did opioids and crack? And I said, hold on now, who do you think I am? I ain't never did no opioids and some crack. What? So yeah, no, that threw me off. It was hilarious. But in the moment, I was like, oh, nah, see, this ain't it. I can't rock with this dude. I got to get out of here. What is he asking me right now? But as time went on, we're starting to tap into more and more things that I've been hesitant to tap into. So we're growing, we're moving, we're making things happen. And we have so many similarities. We went to all the same schools, which is crazy. And then we've had similar jobs in the field, which is also crazy. But it's like the job itself is like, whoa, like not that many people know that much about that place that I work. So there's a lot of similarities in there, man. And I love it. So feeling like I can connect with somebody, feeling like I can be open with somebody, even though it's still parts where I'm still trying to open up. And I'm like, should I say this? Should I not say this? It's a journey. And we're discovering things along the way. But I love where I'm at, and it's making a difference in my life. I will say absolutely, this is the greatest I've felt probably within the last 4 or 5 years, mentally, physically, and spiritually. I feel like the strides I've taken within these last month or two have really started to set the foundation for the life I've always wanted. And I love that, man. And I encourage everyone to step into that kind of thing. Take that time to really find you, work on you, and you find yourself by doing the work on yourself. A lot of people just go out and just go have fun and think that's finding themselves. And quite literally, it's just it's like horseshoes. You're just throwing something out there and trying to get close. It's, but you're not really hitting the mark. And really finding yourself and finding who you are starts with doing the work. And a lot of that comes through a therapeutic environment. And it's can be scary, but once you step into it, it's the greatest thing you could ever do for yourself, man. And we're going to figure this mic out too, because it keep leaning. We'll figure that out next episode, right? Y'all done see me fix it mad times, but it's necessary, man. And I encourage everyone to do it, whether you're young, old, feel like ain't nothing going on in your life, or you feel like the world is falling down on you, man. I encourage everybody to get into it. I encourage everybody to do it. Take that step and do it for you, man. So therapy has been amazing. God has been working on me, man. My relationship with God, I thought it was big a couple years ago, but it's even bigger now. And it's to the point where even my therapist was like, how would you rate your spiritual life? Like, how important is it to you? And I remember being younger and I could never say 10. And now I'm like, nah, it's a 10. And he's like, yeah, I think it is a 10 because you be, and I was like, all right, come on, man. But my spiritual life has become everything for me, man. And it brings me peace. It allows me to see life in a different way. It allows me to speak to people in a different way. And it allows me to just operate and have a sense of peace that I did not have before. And as I continue to step into new levels, there are new challenges. But my faith in God keeps me getting through it all, man. So that's really something that grounds me, keeps me rooted, keeps me growing. And I'm starting to see where a lot of things that were spoken over my life are coming together in real time, man. And when you see it, it's like, dang, yo, that can only be God. There's certain things that happen in my life, and I'm like, man, it's only you. It's got to be you, because I don't think nobody else could do this the way you just did it. It's got to be you. And I love it, man. So I'm starting to become more and more unapologetic about it too. It used to be a thing where I didn't necessarily want to talk about it on this platform, but now I do openly. I didn't really want to talk about it on social media, but now it's something I do openly. And I'm starting to see where things that don't align with where I'm trying to go, that don't align with my purpose, that don't just sit right with my spirit don't, it's just unsettled about it, I'm removing it from my life. There's pages I'm not following. There's pages I'm blocking. There's conversations I don't have. There are friends that I don't spend as much time with. There's a lot of different things happening. Forgive me. But if it's not aligning with my spirit, and my spirit is quite literally rejecting it, who am I to force it to stay around? Sometimes you really, your spirit lets you know, your body lets you know, like you just know when something has served its purpose in your life and it's time to let it go, but we force it to stay around. And anything that is not for me or aligned with my walk or aligned with my purpose or going where I'm trying to go, when we have a lot of differences and whatever it is, and it's just not lining up with the vision, you got to let it go. Whether it's a friendship, whether it's things you follow, things you indulge in, whatever it may be, like things will take different forms. Everyone has a season, and sometimes that season is up. So, yeah, that is very important, man. God is working on me. And I found myself in a healing group. I don't know if I mentioned that in my last episode, but here we are. And it was through this organization called GBAP. And I went to this group. It was a bunch of dope black men, all different walks of life, ages, colors. I think I'm gonna find a mentor in there, man. It's some cool brothers in there, man. And they have a perspective that I don't have, which I love. I love when my mind and my perspective and my way of thinking is challenged. So I love that. And I walked in there initially because I was trying to get a speaking engagement with them, and they weren't answering my emails. So I said, if I show up to this event, maybe I could connect with somebody. And I thought it was a one-time event. This is every other week. And I walked in there and I was very much the new guy, and everybody else was very seasoned. And they're like looking at me, but they welcomed me. It was very welcoming, but they could tell like, oh, we got a new dude in here. What's up? And what turned into me with my own ambition, trying to get a speaking engagement, turned into one of the most supportive, healing, therapeutic environments I've ever found myself in my life. And I was like, dang, God, you are funny, man. I was going in here for me, and you brought me in here for you. And there was a moment at the end, we was doing a breathing exercise, And I've done a million breathing exercises. Like you breathe, man. You breathe in, you breathe out, you inhale, you exhale. Like it's breathing. So it got to a point where doing it, and the guy's like, imagine the younger version of yourself. And I'm imagining myself. There was this room in my house and it had a TV in it. And I used to come home from school and I would sit on the floor and I would play my Super Nintendo and watch Dragon Ball Z when I got home from school. And I imagined myself sitting in that room in that moment. And it was just all the details were just perfect and there and everything. And I'm standing at the door. And he said, imagine the two of you lock eyes for the first time. And I'm like, oh man, here the tears come in, it's crying. And I'm like, am I the only one in this room that's emotional right now? Like I'm new and they looking at me. I said, yo, come on. And he said, what's the first thing that you would say to that child? And I said, oh man, what would I say to myself? And the first thing that came out of my mouth was, I love you. And that was major for me, because as much as I know my family loved me, I don't think I heard it enough. And not even that I didn't hear it enough, I never said it to myself enough. And it was a majority of my life where I found myself not loving myself. And because I didn't love myself, I tried to be a version of myself that other people liked so I could feel accepted by them, so then I could feel like I was loved. And the whole time I found myself going through life performing, even up until just recently. And I had this realization and I was like, oh my gosh, like I've been out here shucking and jiving and tap dancing my whole life because I've just been trying to be the person I thought everybody wanted me to be, or the person I thought everybody would like and accept, instead of just being myself. And as I've grown to just understand that and realize that and emphasize just being me, it's been the most, like, it's such a weight off your chest, off your shoulders. It's just a great feeling. And now I don't care about nobody. Like, I don't care what you think, what you got to say, whether you like me or don't like me. And I have more haters now than I've ever had. And it's crazy because I'm such a nice person. I'm such a likable guy. And you know, like I get sneak this on Instagram here and there. It happened recently. I got people that'll let me not even get into it. Let's not even do that, man. But you know, when you start living for you and not living for other people, you see who was really rocking with you and who wasn't, man. And that's all I'm gonna say on that, man. When you start prioritizing yourself, when you start loving yourself, when you stop letting people manipulate you, when you stop jumping through hoops for their love and acceptance and affection, when you start just doing what's best for you and let dead situations die, oh my goodness, people start looking at you like you the one that's crazy. And it's like, no. I'm the one that's smart because I'm getting up out of this situation. I ain't dealing with this nonsense no more. Y'all are bugging. So that has been so amazing for me, so transformative for me. And I love it for me, man. So what else is going on? Oh, I've been addressing a lot of my flaws too, man. I found out I deal with codependency. I've heard that word so many times, but never cared to figure out what it meant. And then I look back on my life and I was like, dang, Jordan, you were really, yeah. They gave me a sheet in that healing group. Actually, they gave me a sheet and it was like, it was a big one too. And it was double-sided and it had a whole bunch of examples. And it was like, if you answer yes to this question, it's a sign of codependency. And I'm looking at everything on this list and I said, dang, I do everything on this list. And I was like trying to find the one I don't do. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't do that one. But out of like 20 something things, I'm like, I'm doing 20 something of them. I said, what is going on right now? Yo, it was crazy, man. So I'm learning a lot about myself and I'm addressing a lot of my flaws, man. And I wake up every day in an attempt to be a better version of myself, but I understand that my progress isn't always just slow and steady sloping up. Sometimes it's here and then it's back again and it's in a loop and you do the loop-de-loop then pull and your shoes is looking good. Y'all know where that's from. And my progress is sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the net is positive. You feel me? The net is positive, man. And I know that as I lay that foundation, brick by brick, Franklin State style, you feel me? I'm going to keep getting better. And I'm starting to love, not even starting, I'm here. I love who I am and I love who I'm becoming. And I know I'm about to be, I I will no longer be Connecticut's best kept secret. I will no longer be the world's best kept secret. I'm gonna be live in effect and at the top, man. And I hope to be able to bring everyone with me. I hope to be able to continue to inspire people. And as I continue to grow, I want to help others grow. This platform and this mission has never been about me. It's always been about who can I reach, who can I impact, who can I touch, who can I share this love and light with. And if you all ever need anything from me, if you ever need prayer, because I'm quick to jump in somebody's DM and be like, yo, what can I pray for you for? Even if it's somebody I ain't talked to you in like 3 years. If you need someone to pray with, you need somebody to talk to, you just stressed out, you ain't even got to tell me your whole life. Just tell me like, yo, I'm struggling with my health. Boom, I got you. I'm struggling with finances. Boom, I got you. We're going to make something happen. You want to come to church with me? You come to church with me, man. I go to church in West Haven. Pull up on your boy. We'll make it happen. And if you're looking for a therapist, if you're wondering how therapy works, how to get involved in it, what it feels like, what's good, what's bad, what you got to get used to, I'm here to help you in that regard as well. I can point you in the right direction. And if I can't figure it out for you, I know some very qualified people who can help you figure it out as well. I got a lot of friends with they licenses and they MSWs and professional counselors and all these different things. So if it's not me, I know a lot of very qualified people that can put you in the right direction to help you get back on your feet, man. So I'm glad to be back. October is a new month, man. I think there's 5 Mondays in October. So we're going to get 5 episodes in October. It's going to be a heavy loaded month. But don't forget, next week, Mr. Go Get That Bag, my boy LaRussell, we will have him on the show next week, man. Continue to share, like, subscribe, support the YouTube, tell your sister, your cousin, your baby mother, your auntie, your father, everybody, man. And until next time, this is Daily Dimensions. I love y'all. Peace.